In this video, we will be discussing two important points, of which the first one is to understand how to create a checklist for each subtopic in physics and you ensure that you cover every subtopic efficiently. And the second important point is how to create notes for each subtopic. So I suggest you all to watch the video till the end. Also, grab a pen and a notebook to make a note of all the important points that are mentioned in this video. So if you look at the chapter 1, it is the electric charges and fields. In this, these are all some of the subtopics that we have, right? See, for example, if you have introduction to electrostatics, let's say you have completed this topic. So based on the topic, what you need to do is you need to have this checklist. Like when I say introduction to electrostatics, here you will have the definition of electrostatics. Maybe you don't have the nature and units, but you have completed the definition. Whatever is there with respect to this part, you have completed. So let's say you are understanding that electrostatics is a branch of physics which deals with the charges at rest. So if you're done with this, put a tick here. So since for this concept there is no derivation, formula or problems applicable, just write it as NA, NA and NA. So how this checklist will help you is once you go in a proper sequence, right, you will have a clarity of what are all the subtopics you already know and you have already mastered. So that is why I feel this is the most important thing that we are supposed to do during the preparation process. Don't worry, I know that it is not possible for you to sit and prepare the checklist for all the chapters. That is why we have made it simple for you. We ourselves have prepared the required checklist, for which the download link will be provided in the description. So please watch the video completely. Then you go to the description, download that PDF file, take a printout, and then make a note of all these points. Okay. Now let me explain how to make the best use of this checklist by taking an other topic. Let's say I am studying about electric field today, right? So I told you, right, once you have this checklist, we need to understand how to prepare the notes for this so that we complete all the topics that are present here. So we put a tick mark across all the topics that are available here. Let's say I'm studying about electric field, for which I need to understand how am I supposed to prepare the notes in the first place. So as I told you, right, what are the four steps that are involved in physics? First is you need to know the definition or the statement that is associated with it. Second is, if it is a physical quantity, know the nature of it. Third, once you know the physical quantity, once you know the nature of the physical quantity, then you know the units of it, right? Once that is over, if there is a derivation associated with it, we'll go to that step. And from the derivation, we'll get a mathematical equation, which is called as a formula. Once that is done, we will go to the problems. So here, our topic is going to be electric field, for which the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take the definition of it. So what is the definition of it? The electric field at a point in a space is defined as the force experienced by the positive test charge placed at that point divided with the magnitude of the test charge. So mathematically, it is represented as E is equal to F by Q. So I'm done with the definition. The second question I need to ask is this a scalar quantity or a vector quantity? So if I look at it, so for the nature of the physical quantity, since electric field is going to be in the direction of, it is going to be the direction of the force that a positive test charge would experience. Since it has a direction, it is going to be a vector quantity. So I have answered that question also. Now by looking at this mathematical expression, it is possible for me to define the units for it. So how am I supposed to do? If I look at the SI unit of it, the SI unit of electric field is going to be Newton per Coulomb. So how did we obtain it? Here it is Newton. So for force it is Newton and for charge it is going to be Coulomb. So it is Newton per Coulomb, or you can also call it as volt per meter. Right. So this volt per meter is actually derived from the next chapter when you try to define it in terms of potential gradient. Right. So, but I hope you understood the context of the first part that we need to do. That is the definitions, nature of the physical quantity and the units. Secondly, what I will do is I will try to understand if it has any derivation that is associated with it, right? So question is, when I talk about electric field as such does not have a definition. Oh, sorry, as such does not have a derivation. It only has a mathematical definition, that is F divided by Q. But if I have to study about, let's say there is a topic like this. If I have to study about the electric field due to a point charge, I understood what is electric field. I understood the first part of it, right? So I understood the first part. Now I will be doing the derivation part for it. So how to do that? If I take a point charge, so due to the point charge at a distance p, the electric field is going to be F divided by Q, but I know that F is going to be K into Q naught divided by R square. So let me say this distance is R, and I take F divided by Q naught, where Q naught is a test charge. So here I'll take it as Q naught and Q naught will get cancelled. I'm going to get this KQ by R square. So this is going to be the derivation process, and I got a formula out of it. Now the next step, what am I supposed to do? Open your NCERT, right? You need to solve some problems based on it. So when I say problems, I would suggest you do at least 3 to 4 problems based on that particular formula. So you will have a clear analysis of how these terms are going to be related with each other. See, for example, if E is equal to KQ divided by R square, you tell me logically what is supposed to happen here. They'll give you, so how many parameters are involved? E, Q and R is involved. So they'll give you 3 parameters. Sorry, they'll give you 2 parameters and ask you to calculate the unknown. It can be any one of them. Right? When you practice, you'll know how to manipulate it. Once this is done, so how to make use of this checklist sheet is, so for example, when I look at electric field, I completed the definitions. I completed the definition. I know what is the nature and I know what is a unit. So derivation here for electric field as such, it is not applicable. Formula, what is the formula you have? Formula is F divided by Q, that is coming from the definition itself. And when it comes to problems, yes, you can solve problems where if you have E is equal to F by Q, there are 3 parameters involved. They can give you any of the 2 parameters, ask you to calculate the third one, which is an unknown. So once you practice 2-3 problems based on it, you can put a tick here. In a similar way, if you look at the electric field due to a point charge, here there is no definition. There is, right, it is not applicable. When I look at the derivation, I am done with it. The formula, we have got it, KQ divided by R square. And once you complete at least 4 or 5 problems, put a tick here. Now, are you able to see, right? So once you do everything, you are able to see that the sheet is going to get filled and it is going to give you utmost clarity with what is your level of preparation, right? Once you have done with this, right? Once you're done with the chapter, you will have clarity knowing that you have completed everything that is needed for the chapter. Okay. So I suggest you follow this checklist pattern along with the notes preparation technique.